Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2022 Nissan Rogue Platinum with the all-new powertrain. Now, before we get into today's video, I do want to mention if you want to see driving impressions, I already have a video posted where I drive the new Rogue. Go check that out. You can just type in Ben Hardy 2022 Nissan Rogue. It'll pop up, or I'll include a link to it in the description below of this video as well. And speaking of the description below, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray for giving me some time with this Rogue. Check out their inventory in the description down below. And finally, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, check out my car buying guide, also in the description down below. Let's get into the review. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.5 liter 3-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic transmission. Power outputs are 201 horsepower and then 225 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being 28 around town and then 34 on the highway. Now let's go to the front end of this Rogue. So first off, you notice here with the hood how it's flat there in the center and then it kind of raises up on either side. And then you can see here with this line straight across, so it kind of slopes down the front, definitely unique from a stylistic perspective. And then you can see here with the daytime running lights there at the top, and notice the chrome trim right there and the housing as well. And then you can see we've got the LED reflector lights and we have fog lights down below. And then notice here we actually have some venting off to the side, and then we've got this chrome trim here that kind of makes the smiley face where it's Nissan's signature grille. Notice with the Nissan logo, there is a camera there at the bottom of the logo, and then more chrome trim here at the bottom, parking sensors here on the front end, and I love this color. It kind of reminds me of like fall is the best way to put it. It's really cool copper color, but there's the front end. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see here with the design on the wheels, notice how you've got the silver on the top and then you've got that metallic gray there next to it, so that it makes the wheels look a little bit lighter than they actually are from an aesthetic perspective. And I love how it looks like sword blades pointed towards the Nissan logo and kind of holding it up in place. That's a really cool aesthetic. Here's a quick look at the suspension, a little bit of it, and then you can see here with the fender flare, and notice that goes down to a splash guard, and then you can see there's a little air dam there in the front, and then chrome trim here on the side with the plastic trim that it's on top of. Notice the mirrors are blacked out as well as the roof because this has the two-tone paint job. Chrome trim goes around there, and you can see there with the rails in silver. And if we take a few steps back, here's our full side view on the Rogue. You can see the hips there in the back. You can see it in the mirror there when you're in the driver's seat, and it looks so good from an aesthetic perspective. And yeah, I definitely love this with the two-tone paint job. Now here's a key fob for the Rogue. Notice that nothing happened on the back, but we got the new Nissan logo here in the front. Remote start. We've got our lock, unlock, and then the opening here for the hatch. So you can see this pop open right here. Power. Notice we have our Nissan first aid kit, which is pretty cool. We've got all of our floor mats here, and notice that we've got some extra storage space under there. But if I move this out of the way and lift this up, we have a spare tire underneath that portion. So there's quite a bit happening. Don't worry, I'll fix this in a moment. Anyways, we have these to lower down the second row seats. And other than that, that is pretty much everything with the storage. So bye-bye. Let's go over the rear of the Platinum. So again, you can see here with the black roof how that continues into the spoiler here on the rear. And I love the design here with the taillights, how that kind of wraps around the side. Got our Platinum all-wheel drive badge, Rogue logo here in the center, and then the Nissan badge with the white print. And then notice the chrome down below with the parking sensors. And then you can see here with the silver trim at the very bottom. And notice how they kind of hide the exhaust tips to make it so the design looks a little bit prettier. And there's kind of from a couple angles, and just look at this color. Depending on how the light hits it, kind of changes. We've got nice diffused light today, so it really helps out with seeing it. Now here's a door panel in the rear. Notice we have these nice sunshades here for the rear passengers. And then notice here with the brown coloration at the top, and we've got the padding down below with all of the stitching. Looks great. Love this gray trim right here. And then here are these seats. So you can see perforated here at the top and then quilted and perforated in the center. Definitely has that cool luxury car aesthetic. And then popping in, legroom. Then headroom as well. Notice the storage space right there. And guess what? We've got our own climate zone here for the rear passengers in the Platinum. Heated seats, USBs. Got some vents, of course. See the cup holders right there. And then that's what it looks like with the sunshade up and then the door closed. Let's head to the front. Now here is the front door panel. Again, you can see here with the padding brown at the top and then down below. All of the window controls here with the mirror adjustments. We've got memory seats, blind spot monitoring there for the mirror. And notice again, it says Rogue right there. And here's the front seat. Notice perforated here. And then look at the quilted design there in the center. That looks fantastic. Adjustments on the side of the seat. Pedal layout down below. And then you can see here, this is for the release for the hatch. This is the steering assistance on the highway, so it'll basically steer itself for you, keeping in the center of the lane. This is for the heads-up display. Notice padding there on that portion of the dash. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel for the Platinum. You can see here with the padding all around, looks fantastic. Notice with the stitching there on the center. We do have adaptive cruise control, paddle shifters here on the back. And then notice here the controls for the center stack volume controls as well. We have our turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock on the other side. And I definitely think the steering wheel looks great. Feels nice too. The grips here are great for your fingers on the back of the steering wheel. And you know, if you decide to hook your thumb around, got a nice thumb hold right there too. Well, we got low fuel. That's pretty normal for a Ben Hardy review, but you can see we've got the full digital gauge cluster here, which definitely has a cool aesthetic, especially when you like rev it a little bit. Look at the RPMs kind of go up. I don't know. I think that's cool. You can scroll through a couple different menus here in the center to see different bits of information. Look at the Rogue, how it's like moving through. That's cool with the animation. I love that. It's kind of like dancing around the screen. We do have some different drive modes too. So we've got our snow, off-road, and then on the other side, auto, eco, and then sport for the different drive modes. And that's that. Now here's the center infotainment system. Before we get into the system itself, popping it into reverse, notice we have a backup camera with trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel, and we got that bird's eye view as well. So from a camera perspective, we are covered. And resolution on it's actually pretty solid. And if we press the camera button, notice it'll pull on with the front camera. So if you decide to pop it into that off-road mode, do some off-roading with your Nissan Rogue, then you got a front camera to help you avoid off-road obstacles. So solid there. And then also, oh, I forgot to mention, it's got the side camera right there with that side view. And then you can go full view. So, man, am I even a car reviewer? Anyways, here is the navigation screen right there. As for the rest of the infotainment system, response time with the controls is great. I just reviewed an SV before this, and this is the bigger infotainment system, and I have to say functionality on them is very similar. They're both easy to use. This one looks a little bit nicer, but I mean, other than that, I think it's great, and I'm glad they have a bunch of analog controls there at the bottom. That helps out quite a bit. So we've got our vents down here with the hazard light button in the center, and then we've got our controls here for the climate system. You can sync it all, and notice you can control the rear here from the front. Heated seats for the front, heated steering wheel. On top of that, wireless phone charger, and then you got some USBs and a 12-volt engine stop-start button there. And then notice the padding here on the side and storage space down below. That's solid. Here's the shifter for that CVT. Pretty easy to use. Couple cup holders, and then notice the trim here. And then we got a parking brake auto hold, and then the drive mode select. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. You can see like the center console. It almost looks like this like center portion is almost like plopped in here. But anyways, you've got the center console which pops open. Yeah, there's like this like random storage space portion right here. But I mean, it's also so you can open up the button. Anyways, padding here on the dash, brown there at the top stitching, and then notice the wood trim right here. So definitely looks premium. Here's the glove box. Silver trim there, and then notice around the door handle region on top of that. And then popping up to the very top, you can see we've got a panoramic sunroof. You've got the controls for the sunroof here. So like, for example, if I want to do the shade, because it's raining today and I don't want it to rain in the interior here, so it's mostly auto. You just got to press it. It goes to the first section, and then you can press it and it goes to the second section right there. Sunglass holder, and we have automatic dimming for the mirror. There you go. So here's our window sticker for this 2022 Nissan Rogue Platinum. Here is the standard equipment. And then you can see the safety and everything else. And the thing that's nice about Nissan is they make pretty much everything standard with their packages. There are a couple options you can add. So here's the base price of the Platinum. And then you can see like stuff like the premium two-tone paint and all that. But after all options, $42,075 for the total price. And That is the new Nissan Rogue Platinum. That's going to sum things up for our video on this 2022 Nissan Rogue Platinum. I want you guys to let me know what you think about the new Nissan Rogue. And like I said, if you want to see driving impressions, go watch my other video on the Nissan Rogue SV where I take that out and drive it and talk about the new turbocharged engine and how that performs. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Tim Daly Nissan here in Murray for giving me some time with the Rogue. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I will see you guys.